Hi everyone. I'm going to walk through a traffic analysis using Wireshark. I'll be looking at two wireless frames, one unencrypted and one encrypted, and explaining what I can see at different layers of the network, including the data link, network, transport, and application layers. This helps show how data moves through a network and also why encryption is very important for security. First, I'm going to locate frame number 8. Right here, under the IEEE 802.11 section, I can see the MAC addresses, including the receiver, the transmitter, and destination addresses. These are part of the data link layer, or layer 2, and this is also where switching happens on a local network. The MAC addresses act as a physical identifier so the frame can be delivered between devices on the same network. This is also important because switches rely on MAC addresses to decide where to send the frames so it reaches the correct device. Now, next, under the Internet Protocol section, I can see the source and destination IP, which are 192.168.100.51 and 192.168.100.52. This is part of the network layer, or layer 3, and this is how routing happens between different networks. The IP addresses allow the data to move beyond the local network and reach the correct destination. Without IP addresses, devices would not be able to communicate with each other across different networks. Now, if I scroll down a little bit more and expand the transmission protocol, control protocol, I can see the source port and the destination port. These belong to the transport layer, or layer 4. The ports help identify which application or service is being used, and this layer is responsible for making sure the data is delivered reliably and in the correct order. TCP also helps with reliability by ensuring that packets arrive in order and without errors, which is important for things like web browsing and file transfer. Now, if I go over here on the right side, I can see actually readable text data. It says these are the times that tribe men souls, which shows that this is unencrypted traffic. This is part of the application layer, or layer 7. This is where the actual user data exists. Because the data is not encrypted, anyone capturing this traffic will be able to read the contents, which is a major security risk. Now, I'm going to go look at frame number 136, which is an encrypted wireless frame. Now, just like before, I can see the MAC addresses, the receiver, the transmitter. These are still visible because the data link layer information is required for the frame to be delivered. Even when encryption is being used, it still needs to go. However, if you look in this frame, I don't see the Internet Protocol or the transmission protocol sections like I did before. This is because this frame is encrypted, and the higher layer data, which includes layer 3 through 7, is protected and hidden. This means I can't see the IP addresses or the TCP ports anymore. However, I can see the web parameters, which indicates that encryption is being used in this frame. This explains why the upper layer information is not visible and confirms to me that the data is protected. Now, just like before, if I look on the right side, there is text, but it's no longer readable. I see scrambled and unreadable data. This is the encryption payload. Unlike the unencrypted frame, I cannot read the contents, which shows how encryption helps protect sensitive information from being intercepted. This is important because without encryption, sensitive data could easily be exposed. But with encryption, even if someone captures the traffic, they would not be able to understand it. So in the encrypted frame, I was able to see everything from MAC addresses to IP addresses, TCP ports, and even the actual application data. In the encrypted frame, only the MAC addresses were visible, while the higher layer information was hidden and the data was unreadable. This demonstrates how encryption protects our data and why it's important for network security. Understanding how these layers work together is essential for troubleshooting and analyzing network traffic.